Nice. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Brian over here at the Little Orchard Farm. I want to welcome you to today's video. It's going to be a very fun day, I think, in store. We're going to be first and foremost celebrating Karen's birthday today. So we're going to take you along for the journey as we celebrate her big birthday. But we're also, I think that today's going to be a really cool day. I want to take you guys behind the scenes of how I do a lot of the planning, how Karen and I do much of our visioning and planning for the cabin build. So today, I'm going to stop by Robbie's office, and we're going to do some electrical talk, but more importantly, the goal is to get our doors and windows ordered. And so that's going to be one of the big things that we're going to do today. I'm going to take you along for that little journey, for that little step in how we are going to select our doors and windows. So stick around. Let's do this. As with any large project that you undertake, it's ideal to follow some logical steps. As we did with our cabin, we began with the foundation, the piers, and we moved on to the floor joist system, and then erected walls and put on the trusses along with the decking. We worked on electrical wiring. We'll be installing plumbing, insulation, sheetrock, and flooring, and so forth. Today, we're talking about doors and windows, and just sitting with Robbie, there's a wealth of knowledge built up in his 30 plus years of working in the construction industry and building homes. All right, so here I am with Robbie, and what we're doing is we're going through the multiple catalogs that his service provider, his door and window guy, has that he deals with. We're actually on the phone with him right here, and we're talking through several of the different components. Number one is what type of material that we want the doors made out of. Is it a composite material, steel, or is it wood? Is it what kind of design do we want? Do you want? There's like dozens of different styles. Which direction of the door is going to be opening? And on which side? So are they opening in or out? And are they going to be left hung or right hung? And then you have to obviously decide on the thickness and the size of the doors, based off of what our rough cut openings are. And then whether we want casing. So they have the standard casing with the nice shaped, the shaped casing, or they come with actually like a 1x4 casing that you can paint. And so we had to make all of these selections for both the interior and the exterior doors. And we did the same thing with the windows. You had to pick sizes. You had to pick how, if you wanted grid or no grid on the windows. And then, the casing or the color of those windows, whether they were white, clay, or I think there was like a charcoal gray.
I'll send you a picture of the pantry door and send you a picture of the front door here in just a second.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you.
So something where I've got at least half the door in glass.
Okay.
Right? It can even be 3/4. I actually like the 3/4 better. Don't necessarily need
You don't need any side lights.
the side lights.
You just take a picture of it and say no side lights.
No side or top. So I just left Robbie's office. We got all of the doors and windows taken care of as far as the ordering of those. We got the baseline for the PVC draining, the drain lines, vents, and so forth also taken care of. So next Thursday when I pick up the metal roofing, I'll also be picking up the PVC drain lines. And then our hope is within a couple of weeks we'll have doors and windows. Now, of course, with the supply chain being interrupted the way it is, we'll just have to see how that kind of turns out. But anyway, knocked out what we need to do there, and we're heading to the farm.
Tried to get as many of those shells as we could. imported into America before 1986 is allowed to be kept.
I have mixed emotions about this hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It smells.
Starts out kind of good, and then it
just goes
But it's
downhill
got so
from
much alcohol in it. I don't know what's. I
It
cut
kills
my hand
Ebola.
2 weeks ago. It's like
Kills
I'm
Ebola.
burning. It's like it's healed,
Okay.
but I'm still burning.
I have small ones.
Smaller, bigger in your face.
No, thank you.
You're my Wonder Woman.
Wow, look at you being all Marvel.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
The next morning.
we've got some additional wiring that we're going to be doing, predominantly external wiring. So we've got to wire the porch lights. I've sent Karen on an adventure to the hardware store, and she's going to pick up our 240 volt wiring that we're going to need to wire our oven, our dryer, and our air conditioning condensing unit. So 3 runs there, probably 4 actually. I think I'm going to drop one down into the crawl space under the cabin and leave it for future expansion to run over to where we're going to have the barn, so that if I ever need a 240 out in my barn, I'll have that. So we're just kind of pre-planning for that. So she's running to the she's going to run over to the hardware store and pick up our 240, a couple of additional gang boxes for some of these external receptacles, and we're going to try and knock that out today and see if we can't get that done. So come along for the ride and let's do this. Hey.
Ouch. Where the... Ouch!
Yeah, watch your fingers. That works. Nice.
Whoa, I'm so sorry. I thought I had it.
Ugh.
I'm trying.
Gotta work on your catching skills.
It slipped right out of my fingertips. It was right on my fingertips.
Perfect.
Meanwhile.
Ooh, and that's on the line of all the...
Yeah.
I'm guessing you don't want to do it that way. I was gonna say, can we just drill a small hole, like diagonal that way, like through where the wall and the beam meet and go out there? Because all that up there is wire.
No, we got
All that is wire.
You got to get up above. You got to get up above the roof line. You can't go diagonal. So we got to
Is there
figure.
no way they can like connect to this higher up on the wire?
Away from the box in the corner.
Is it 10-2
All
or
the way
10-3?
over here.
It's 10-3. The gray wire, it's 10-3.
10-4. But going all over here, then it's gotta go down, then it's gotta go back outside. So I need to go.
We are wrapping up here for on another great weekend here on the Little Orchard Farm. You know, we did so much this weekend, and yet after we got kind of wrapping up, Karen and I were kind of thinking like, what are some of the items that are left on our list? And it was a long list, and it's like it never ends. Like you do a ton, and then there's like more. So much more. So we got the range here that will be on the island. So our stovetop range, gas range will be has been run. So it's run back to the box. We got 3 240 volt lines run. We got to tack them down. We didn't have the right size tacks, so we'll get the tacks. No worries. Oven, the dryer, and our ductless mini split. Air conditioner, 3. And then I also stubbed up, and we are going to stub up right outside. I've pulled them, a couple of 110s and one 240, and that'll be for the shop and for landscape lighting, stuff like that. But we got the external lights, the LED lights run. We still have the decorative little fancy faux plug, the little lights that hang on outside the doors and all that good stuff that really kind of look good when you're not here. We got those still to wire, but we did get the ones that the LED lights. So if we're sitting out on the front porch in the evening, the little light, whatever the case might be, we will have lighting all the way around the cabin. So that turned out well. We took some additional measurements so that we could verify some of the window measurements and so forth. We've got those, we got the doors and the windows ordered, but we had a couple questions, so we needed to make sure what we were looking at was correct. We have roofing coming next week, so the roofing will be delivered on Thursday. Actually, I've got to go and take the trailer up to my buddy, up to Robbie's, and Robbie's going to go pick it up for us, and then we'll get it on the way back down next weekend, and hopefully start getting some roofing installed. Porch is lined up to be built in the next couple of weeks, and the doors and windows. So those are like the really 3 big items. Essentially what I'm getting help from Robbie with are those 3 items: porch, the roof, the metal roofing, and the doors and windows. Me and Dylan and Katie and Karen, we're working on doing the electrical, which I'll then have an electrician come and verify, validate that I've done everything correctly. We'll start the draining and venting here in the next within the next 2 weeks. That material will be here this upcoming week as well. And then we'll do the PEXing of the water. So that will take care of the behind the wall infrastructure, if you will, water, draining, and electrical. And man, then it starts getting real. It'll be like sheetrock, ceiling material, whatever that looks like. It'll really start rolling. But to any extent, I want to thank you guys for coming along for the ride this week. Even though it seems like, there's not a ton that's getting done, we know that there's a ton getting done. And when you turn over that rock, it just kind of turns over a couple of other activities that have to be accomplished or dealt with. But this was a great weekend. We celebrated Karen's birthday. We We got quite a bit knocked out on the cabin. It's time to get back to the real world for a week, I guess. You guys have a wonderful week. Be safe. And until the next time, we will see ya.